Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Bhagavad Gita, retold by Bhaskar, Yogacharya. In the previous episode, we learned about Kshetra Kshetragya Vibhaag Yoga. Today, we'll begin with Adhyay 14, Guntarya Vibhaag Yoga. In this chapter, Sri Krishna reveals the three gunas of the material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance, which everything in the material existence is influenced by. He further explains the essential characteristics of each of these modes, their cause, and how they influence a living entity affected by them. He then reveals the various characteristics of the persons who have gone beyond these gunas. The chapter ends with Sri Krishna reminding us of the power of pure devotion to God and how attachment to God can help us transcend these gunas. The Lord said, "I shall declare again another kind of knowledge. It is the best of all forms of knowledge, by knowing which all the sages have attained the state of perfection beyond this world. Resorting to this knowledge, partaking of my nature, they are not born at the time of creation, nor do they suffer at the time of dissolution. My womb is a great Brahman, that's Prakriti. In that I lay in germ. From that, O Arjun, is the birth of all beings. Whatever forms are produced in any womb, the Prakriti is their great womb, and I am the sowing father. Satva, Rajas, and Tamas are the gunas that arise from the Prakriti. They bind the immutable self in the body, O Arjun. Of these, Satva, being without impurity, is luminous and free from morbidity. It binds, O Arjun, by attachment to pleasure and to knowledge. Know, O Arjun, the Rajas is of the nature of passion, springing from thirst and attachment. It binds the embodied self with attachment to work. Know that Tamas is born of false knowledge and deludes all embodied selves. It binds with negligence, indolence, and sleep. Satwa generates attachment to pleasure, Rajas to action. O Arjun, but the Tamas, wielding knowledge, generates attachment to negligence. Prevailing over Rajas and Tamas, Satwa preponderates. Prevailing over Tamas and Rajas. Tamas and Satwa, Rajas preponderates. Prevailing over Rajas, O Arjun, and Satwa, Tamas preponderates. When knowledge as light illumines from all gateways, then one should know that Satva prevails. Greed, activity, undertaking of work, unrest, and longing, these arise, O Arjun, when Rajas prevails. Non-illumination, inactivity, negligence, and even delusion, these arise, O Arjun, when Tamas prevails. If the embodied self meet with dissolution, when Sattva prevails, then it proceeds to the pure worlds of those who know the highest. Meeting with dissolution, when Rajas is prevalent, one is born among those attached to work. Similarly, one who has met with dissolution, when Tamas prevails, is born in the womb of beings lacking intelligence. The fruits of the good deed, they say, is pure and is the nature of Sattva, but the fruit of Rajas is pain, and the fruit of tamas is ignorance. From the Satva arises knowledge, rajas, greed, and from tamas arises negligence and delusion, and indeed ignorance. Those who rest in Satva rise upwards. Those who abide in rajas remain in the middle, and those who abiding in the tendencies of tamas go downwards. When the seer beholds no agent of action other than the gunas and knows what transcends the gunas, he attains to my state, the embodied self, crossing beyond these three gunas which arise in the body and freed from birth, death, age, and pain, attains immortality. Arjun said, "What are the marks of a man who has crossed beyond the three gunas? What is his behavior? And how does he cross beyond the three gunas?" The Lord said, "He hates not illumination, nor activity, nor even delusion, O Arjun, while these prevail, nor longs for them when they cease. He who sits like one unconcerned, undisturbed by the gunas, who knows it is the gunas that move, and so rest unshaken. He who is alike in pleasure and pain, who dwells in his self, who looks upon a clod, a stone, and piece of gold as of ill value, who remains the same towards things dear and hateful, and who is intelligent, who regards both blame and praise of himself as ill. He who is the same in honor and dishonor, and the same to friend and foe, who has abandoned all enterprises, he is said to have risen above the gunas. And he who with unswearing bhakti yoga serves me, he crossing beyond the gunas becomes fit for the state of Brahman. For I am the ground of Brahman, the immortal and immutable, of eternal dharma and of perfect bliss. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. And please share it with your friends and family so that they can also enjoy the fruits of Bhagavad Gita. And stay tuned for other episodes. Jai Shri Krishna.